Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone. Um, First of all, please bear with me if my voice is a little bit high or low. I'm gonna just raise it a little bit like this. Yeah. So please control your volume so you can hear me properly. Second, I'm going to make videos in English language, and it's going to take a while until I try to find a way that I can present my ideas in a very specific and narrow way, and I have to also take care of the editing and all of that, and I have no information about this. I do not know how to edit my videos. I do not know how to add effects or fix the voice or the noise, so please forgive me. But what I do have is really shocking ideas, and I've been speaking Arabic my whole life. I read the Quran, and I find in the Quran ideas, and I find things that most of Muslims do not follow, unfortunately. So let's start first. First of all, the first thing I want to talk about is the translated Quran. Now, my friends, translations of the Quran is not the Quran. It never was the Quran. It will never be the Quran. If you think reading the Quran without understanding it, or reading the Quran in English will make you understand it, I'm very sorry to say that it's not the case. See, the Quran gives you the coordinates. It's very specific. It's as specific as chemistry, as specific as mathematics. It's very specific. The translation is the opposite. It's very general. I mean, you're gonna mix it up. You're gonna mix some stuff up. So, for example, if the Quran tells you specifically a story that happened on that valley, and he give you the coordinates in words, and if you know Arabic, you're gonna you're gonna enjoy it if you know Arabic. But when you read the translation, it says, okay, this value is in Asia. Really? Asia? The biggest continent? Yes, it's in Asia. So this is the translation. It's very big, very general. But the Quran is very specific. This is the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about is religion. What is religion in the Quran? Are you following the religion of the Quran? Are you really following it? Do you understand it? This is my topic today. And it's gonna be like shocking, and it's gonna shock you a little bit. But please, focus with me, and I'm sure we're gonna find a way to explain it in a detailed way. So I'm just gonna go here, and I'm gonna type Deen, which, let's go here in Surah Al-Kafirin. He said here, Lakum dinukum waliya din, to you be your way, and to me is mine. So Deen here, it says way. This is the first translation. Now let's go to where it mentions Deen and Islam. So here say Inna Dina. Look, a Deen. Okay. On the previous verse it says way. Here a Deen, it says religion. How come on that verse Deen means way, and in this verse Deen means religion? I mean, Deen is the same word. the three letters, dal, ya, and nun, right? Deen. But the translation is different. You may think, yeah, it's different, but it's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal. It's a very big deal. It's bigger than Trump election. It's very big deal. So let me explain what does deen mean in the Quran. And first of all, I'm going to explain what does religion mean. Now, when you go to Oxford dictionary and you try to understand what does religion mean, when you look around you, when you have constructive thoughts about religions with S, you can understand that religions in the Quran means millah. Let me show you. It means this word, millah. Look here, it's millah. It's not deen, it's millah. I mean, obviously you can recognize it by my voice. I know you, maybe some of you do not or cannot know Arabic, but here you can see it's different than deen, right? So let me write it in here. So here we have the word deen. Just look at the shapes. Do not think about the letters if you do not know Arabic. So this is deen, okay? And this is millah. And all of it is called religion. Now, how come two words has the same meaning? No, it's not. It's not. Religion means millah. Deen is something totally different. Deen is something totally different. So millah means religion. So as you can see in here, to follow the religion of Ibrahim, he means millah of Abraham, okay? So Abraham has millah. You have a millah. Christians have millah. Jewish or Jew have a millah, right? So each one have millah. So what is the millah of Messenger Muhammad? Messenger Muhammad has no millah. Actually, Allah ordered Messenger Muhammad to follow the millah of Ibrahim, the religion of Abraham. Let's see. Look here. So we gave you taught three. That I do not know what the here means. Follow, or Muhammad, follow the ways of Abraham. Now he changed millah to ways, which is totally confusing. Doesn't make sense at all for me. As you can see here, millah. Look at how it's written, and look how did I write it in here, millah, as you can see here. So if you bear your mind in here, you're gonna find that Messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him, he has no millah of himself. He's actually a follower of Millat Ibrahim. Okay, are you a follower of Millat Ibrahim? Are you following the religion of Abraham? Notice that Muhammad has no religion at all. The answer, I'm not sure about, I do not want to judge anyone, but the mainstream Muslims are not on the millah of Abraham. They are on millah of Sunnah. They are Sunni. They are not Muslims, they are Sunni. And they are Shia. And they are Abadi. So they are not on the religion of Abraham. They are on the religion of Sunnah, which is very different. Very different. It's like the difference between a Muslim and Jew. Exactly the same. It's exactly the same. So when Moses came, Moses was a Muslim, and he was on the religion of Abraham. Okay? But then the people after Moses became Jews. right? When Jesus came, like, no, I'm not going to talk about Jesus. Jesus is a very different case. But um, all messengers of Allah are Muslims. It's in our book. It's in the Quran. It says they are Muslims. But the people after him, or the people after those messengers, are on different religion, on different millah. So Nabi Muhammad is in the religion of Abraham. But the people who believes in Muhammad nowadays are not in the religion of Abraham. So what is Islam? Is Islam a religion? No. Islam in the Quran is not religion. Maybe Islam in the other Islamic books, it's a religion. Maybe Islam in the universities is a religion. But in the Quran, it's not religion at all. Islam is deen, not religion. Religion means in the Quran, millah. This is very important. It's the most important thing in the Quran. This is the most important information I can deliver to you. So why is this happening? It happens because Arabs failed to deliver the Quran the way it should be delivered. They did not deliver the Quran correctly. They made these silly translations. With respect of all the translators, I respect them all. But these translations are not the translations of the Quran. Second, because Muslims were born as Muslims, they did not have the guts to read the Quran in a critical way. So these are the two reasons that most Muslims, or we call them Muslims, are not Muslims. They are Sunni, they are Shia, they are Abadi, they are not Muslims. Okay? So what is deen? We know that religion is millah in English. So what is deen in English? Deen in English is Bill of Rights. Oh, let's come here. I'm going to back here. I'm going to go back here, but please look at this word here. This is very important. Look at this word here. It's very, very important. It's 3 letters. Look at its shapes, okay? I'm not asking you to read Arabic. I'm just look at the shapes here. And then look at the shape that I draw here. It is identical, okay? It is identical. Now, if we try to understand this verse, it's in Yusuf's story, or Joseph, Prophet Joseph, the son of Jacob, peace be upon them. So he began the search with their baggage. Before he came to the baggage of his brother, at length he brought it out of his brother's baggage. Thus did we plan for Joseph, which means Allah, and all of the reasons that made Joseph plan this plan. He could not take his brother by the law of the king. Like the law of the king here means Deen al-Malik. So the law means Deen. So Deen is a law. If I want to emphasize more, Deen is the Bill of Rights between you and God. It does not need Quran. You do not need the Quran so you can build a relationship with Allah. The Quran comes as second place. It's very important. It's very magnificent. I love it. I read it every day. I encourage you to learn Arabic and read it. But since you do not know Arabic, please do not follow the people, your forefathers. They are not in the religion of Abraham. They are in the, deen of Islam. Yes. Matter of fact, most of people on earth are on the deen of Allah. But they are not on the religion of Abraham. Understanding the Quran will take you to the religion of Abraham. And if you went to the religion of Abraham, the life is gonna be like game changer. Your life is gonna be so perfect. It's gonna be so good. Okay. Um, so this is the difference between deen and religion and Bill of Rights and Millah. Please bear with me. This is very important. This is the most important thing I can deliver to you. Please, first, do not trust any of these translations. If you read this translations, you will not receive hasanat as they told you. Islam is not a bank of hasanat and sayyat. It's not a bank. It's different. The idea is different. The translation is bad. So what do you do if you believe in something you do not understand? Do like what Prophet Abraham did. Let me show you. Here's the story of Abraham. Verily among those who followed his way was Abraham. Look, way here it means Shi'atihi, and Shia is very different word. It has different meanings. I mean, I can stay like 100 years explaining that the translation is wrong, but since I do not have time and you do not have time, I will try to be like very straightforward. So he's talking about Abraham here, right? Behold, he approached his Lord with a sound heart. This is totally 100% wrong translation. What this verse say here, Rabbahu, is not Lord. I mean, yeah, Allah is a Lord, right? Is the Lord, right? He's the Rabb. We know that. But there are also another Rabb, like your father. Your father, who take care of you, is a Rabb. Okay? We in Arabic call the father who take care of the family, we call it Rabbul Bayt. Okay, the Lord of the house. And it's not the cultural Lord that you understand in English. It's the Arabic word, Arabic meaning of Lord. It has nothing to do with slavery and all of that stuff. No, it has nothing to do with this. Lord here or Rabb here means different. It's the one who take care of his son, or who take care of his employee, or who take care of his country. So the president is also a Rabb. The father is a Rabb, right? The manager of a company is a Rabb. The CEO of some companies is Rabb too. So here, إذ جاء ربه بقلب سليم, it means he came to his father, to his Lord, okay? The one who raised him, not his parent, not his biological father, no, the one who raised him, which is his uncle. His name is Azar. So إذ جاء ربه بقلب سليم, which means he came to his father confused, not sound heart. No, heart here, qalb here means brain, okay, or mind. It's not the heart who beat the blood. No, here it's it's the mind. Salim here, it's not sound. Salim is like confused. Okay. إذ قال لأبيه وقومه ماذا تعبدون. So he said to his father and his people, what is that which you worship? He did not understand what do they worship. So do you. You do not understand the Quran, right? Of course, I'm speaking here as an analogy. I'm not saying that you do not know what is God. Of course, everyone knows what is God. But I'm talking here about the similarity between Ibrahim and you, who listens to me, who does not understand the Quran. You are in the position of Abraham. You have this opportunity. You have to understand what do you believe in. If you believe in the Quran, you have to understand it. If Arabic is too hard for you to understand, okay, leave the Quran alone. Believe in Allah Himself. Believing in Allah is very important. It's more important than the Quran. I think I explained this very clearly, right? And if you believe in Allah, He will guide you to the deen, to the Bill of Rights. He must guide you. He said this in the Quran. He said, I will guide those who believe in me and those who want to be guided. I will guide them. It's your right. You have to use it. Okay? And you do not have to believe in the Quran. I speak Arabic. I understand the Quran. And I found in the Quran that you do not have to believe in the Quran to believe a God. So you have to learn Arabic first before you believe in the Quran. You have to understand your book before you believe it. Right? But if you do not speak Arabic, your identity, the thing that you call yourself, I am a Muslim, the culture, the history, it has nothing to do with the Quran. Believe me, it's all man-made. The fiqh, the fiqh, that fatwa and all of that is all man-made. It's not from the Quran. It's from the people who try to understand the Quran. Whether they are good or they are bad, they are peaceful or they are terrorists, it's all the same, but they give you the understanding of the Quran. They do not give you the Quran itself. Me, myself now, I'm not giving you the Quran. I'm giving you my understanding of the Quran. But you have to make sense of it. Like, should you believe in something you do not understand? Is that possible? I mean, Allah is rational more than you, right? So if you ask yourself, is it right to believe in something that you do not understand? Of course, if you believe in something, you cannot prove it. That's what believe means, right? That's what Iman is. If you believe in Allah, that you feel that Allah is there, but you cannot prove it. That's Iman. That's belief. But it's not believing in something does not mean that you do not understand it. You have to understand it. Look at Ibrahim here. Then he cast a glance of the stars. He looked at the stars. And then he said, I am indeed sick. Okay? So they turned away from him and departed. The stars turned away and departed. Then did he turn to their gods, and he said, well, what does this letter mean? Will ye not eat? So he said, is your gods eating? Do they eat? Why you do not speak? Here, intelligently, no, he is not speaking to his people. He's speaking to those gods that his people worship. Why you do not eat? Why you do not speak? And then he hit all of that idols. Okay? So the other story of Abraham, on the other verse, he looked at the stars, and then he looked at the sun, and he looked at the moon, and he looked at the planets. He was trying to find God, but he didn't find him. And then he believed that he cannot find God, but he can believe in it. And that's great. That's why Abraham is very, very respected in everywhere. In the Quran, in the Torah, in the Bible, everywhere. So this is what I'm trying to say. Please learn Arabic before you believe Quran. And make sure that Allah will not ask you something irrational. He must ask you something rational. This is your right. His right is to believe in Him, is to believe in the Judgment Day, is to do good deeds. This is His rights. But your rights, if you believe in Him and believe in the Judgment Day and you did good stuff, He will guide you to the religion of Abraham. He said this. He said it in the book. If you did this, I will do that. It was a condition. So if you fulfill that condition, you must be rewarded, and the reward is to deliver you to the religion of Abraham. So in the next video, I will talk about the religion of Abraham and the straight path, so you can have a glance and you can have an understanding of the Quran. And I hope this video is beneficial. I hope my language is very clear, and I hope my presentation is a little bit better than the previous video. And thank you so much. Bye bye.